Hey everyone, welcome once again to Keeping It Real. My name is Krimson, and before I start on today's topic, I'd like to talk a little bit, just a short period, about what Keeping It Real is, because I didn't really introduce it in the first video. I just went straight on into what I was talking about, or wanted to discuss. And well, Keeping It Real is going to be my segment on giving my thoughts on world events as well as stuff in my own personal life, and just give you my overall view on it and what we should do, or what I should do, whichever. But anyways, I like to go into my topic now, which is about credit cards. Now, about a week ago, I got these two right here from the sheriff. These are civil summons from my credit card companies that are trying to collect their debt. Well, and right now, financially, I'm definitely in the red, deep in the red in debt. I've got too many credit cards and way too much debt. And because of my hours decreasing in my jobs and not having a good quality job in the first place, I wasn't able to pay some of my credit cards, so I had to put some off. And as a result, I tried to find ways to pay them that I've not been able to, and as a result, they send these. Now, it's scary. It's a scary thought, man. I really don't know what to do about it. I mean, I don't want them to come in here and start trying to take my stuff just to pay off this debt or garnish my wages, because right now I'm not making anything anyways. And if they take any more out, I'm not going to be able to afford to live. So it scares the hell out of me. And at the same time, it pisses me off because they're not understanding. And I know some of you might say, well, why should they be? You haven't paid your debt. This is the consequences of that. But, not everyone is able to pay the money off that they take from credit card companies and loans and whatnot. They have problems that happen, bumps in the road or mountains to climb. And that's currently my situation, I try to get a better job, and I've been trying to get better hours and better pay, and it's not happening. And as a result, I couldn't pay it. I want to pay it, but, I got to live. I've got to eat. I've got to have a roof over my head. I've already cut back well beyond what anyone should have to cut back. But, I've made the sacrifices, and it still happens. And it's frustrating, and it pisses me off. Credit card companies should be a little more understanding of the situation. But, anyways, I've been trying to get advice on this, and I am going to call a lawyer up. I can't afford one, obviously. Definitely cannot afford a lawyer, but I can get some free consultation and see what I can do. Talk to my girlfriend about it, and she says I should declare bankruptcy, which, it sounds like a great idea because you could just pretty much wipe debt clear, but at the same token, your credit's done for 7 years. You have no credit, which will hurt you in things like getting new credit cards, which I don't care, and also in buying a car, at least from like a reputable, real good dealership, and which I can get around that, but I don't want to. Anyways, I don't have to worry about that right now anyways. But and also at buying a home, which it probably is my main concern, because at some point I want to get my own home. That's the point of the videos I've been making in my other series, the Crimson's Corner, is that I'm trying to better myself and get to a point where I'm living the dream of where I want to be at, and I want my own home. I want to be able to get to that point where I can afford one. And if I have this bankruptcy on me, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I don't want to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't want to wait 7 years till I can buy a home. But if I have to, I'll do what I got to do. It's what my motto is. I do what I got to do to survive. And it's something I'm not looking forward to. But if anyone's got any advice out there about what I can do and get this matter resolved, and without too many bad things happening, I'll take it. Any advice you can give, and don't be stupid about it. Just don't write an email and say, "Hey, you're stupid. Don't just quit spending," and that's it. Give me some honest to God advice. Maybe some of you've been through this and know what to do now or whatnot. But if you got anything that could help me out, just send me an email. My links are to my email are in my channel, so just go there and email me, or leave it down here in the message comment into the comment section. I could use all the help I could get, because debt is definitely a problem in this country today. There are a good majority of Americans right now that are over their head in debt, and the number one reason for that is credit cards. It's a problem in this country. It's gotten to the point that people have to pay more towards their credit cards and forget about eating and forget about having a roof over their head. When it gets to that point, it's a problem. It's like alcohol's a problem. It's like drugs is a problem. Well, credit cards is also another problem. And it's something that is seriously crippling this country. And what concerns me is that, like the tobacco industry and gamble and like the casinos, the credit card companies don't care what situation you're in or what they're doing to you. And it's ridiculous. They should care, because if they continue to do this and continue to cripple Americans in their spending, guess what? No one can get a credit card. And if no one gets a credit card, hey, credit card companies, you don't have no customers. And when you don't have no customers, guess what? You go out of business. So maybe you should take a little more concern about your customers and help them out, because if you don't, you're just running yourself out of business. And personally, I'd love to see it happen, because of that attitude. Just based off of that attitude alone, you should care a whole lot more. Now, how they should be handled at this point in juncture, because they don't care, well, I think definitely we should hold them responsible for this. I mean, not all the way responsible, but I definitely think that it's time we held them accountable for what they do. Because if they didn't dish out credit cards like they were candy on Halloween, people wouldn't be in the kind of debt they are. It's like when someone goes to a casino and, they go and, hey, come on in. Come right on into our hotel. It's nice and luxurious. You'll have the time of your life. Don't forget to gamble. It's that bad. They know what you're going to do. That you're going to be stupid enough and go to that roulette table or go to that slot machine and pump your money in just at the hope of hitting that jackpot. And it's the same thing with credit cards. People want stuff that they can't afford, and credit cards give you that opportunity to buy that, but you still have to pay for it at some point. And if you continue to spend, that minimum payment that they require you to pay per month is going to get higher and higher to the point that you can't afford it. So I think realistically we got to hold them accountable and make them tighten the restrictions on who should be able to get a credit card, because a majority of Americans cannot handle the responsibility of having a credit card at all. So, and the credit card companies know this. They know you're going to get in this trouble, and they give it to you anyways. It's ridiculous. So they definitely should make these companies tighten their restrictions. And at the same time, anyone who's gotten them before this point, they should have a more forgiving attitude, and they may have to take a bite in the ass and say, hey, look, we understand you can't afford the payments. We know you're in trouble, so we're just going to wipe it clean. I mean, yeah, it'll hurt you financially, but in the same token, at least people will like you better, because no one loves dealing with a credit card company, because they know they're nothing but sharks right now. They don't give a damn about you. They just want your money. So what if it means you can't eat this week? Oh, no, that's not their problem. No, no. It's time to hold them seriously responsible. And at the same token, if these companies can't be more responsible about this, then it's time that they get shut down completely. And overall, I think that's where we should end up anyways. I think we should just destroy all credit card companies because they're leeches and they suck off the problems of this country. They feed off of that and off an addiction that people have. So, I mean, right now I know we're not going to see that. We're not going to see a complete closing of all credit card companies. But, you know, at some point I want to see that. I want to see the fact is that the government says, you know what, you're nothing but trouble. Instead of having our war on drugs and a war on terror, let's have a war on credit cards. So, I tell you what, here's a message for Barack Obama. I tell you one thing, you want to do something great for your current administration, why don't you do something about credit cards and find a way to help people get rid of this debt. I mean, if they don't have this debt, that means, guess what? They can take that money and put it back into the economy, and that'll help bolster up the economy again. And, I mean, there's other issues too, but at least it's a start somewhere, because we need to do something about credit card companies and how much they prey on the weak. And see, that's the problem. That's the problem right there, is that we're weak. It's like an addiction to us. Credit cards are the new crack. It's like we charge everything on it. We charge a meal at McDonald's, what, $6 or $7 on a credit card? A pizza, a movie, a video game. We spend it on stupid stuff like groceries. I mean, not saying that groceries, are stupid, but it's like we don't want to spend the money, so let's put it on a credit card. We'll pay it later, and it keeps building and building and building. I think that we need to severely start thinking about making organizations sort of like Alcoholics Anonymous and Gamblers Anonymous. Let's make a credit card anonymous, because it's definitely a problem, and it's definitely an addiction. And something that we got to kick. It's too easy just to flip that piece of plastic and say, "Here, I'll pay it this way. I don't have the cash, but I got plastic. It's all covered." That kind of attitude has got to change. And to do that, people that have this problem really need help. And those of you that have this problem, please do seek some kind of help. Seek family, friends, anything to stop this addiction, because it's going to kill you, man. It's plain and simple. It's really, it's going to eat at your life. So, besides getting advice, if you see that you are starting to build up debt and it's getting too much, you know what? Number one step for that addiction. Take that credit card, take a pair of scissors, and clip it. Get rid of it. Call these credit card companies, say, you know what, thank you for helping me for what you have done, but our relationship ends from this point on because you're hurting me. End it. End your relationship with credit cards. You don't need them. If you can't afford it, don't get it. Save up the money. Do whatever you gotta do. Sell something. I don't care. Don't rely on a credit card, because credit cards lead to crap like this. And I don't want to see that happen in this country. I really, really don't. And I've been sitting here saying that a lot of it's the credit card company's fault, but I can't say that entirely, because I won't say that it's on the credit card company, all of the credit cards company's fault on what's going on with me. We have to take responsibility as well in our spending, and like I said, and our relationship with credit cards, because they're too tempting, and so we need to get rid of them and start budgeting better. You know, if we want something that bad, we're going to have to do the old-fashioned way. Save up for it. It's something that we really got to do as a country. We got to take responsibility too. So this video is to let you know, hey, it's time to change. Not just credit card companies, not just the country, but you who has that problem with credit cards, and that includes me. It's got to be a change. We got to put an end to this vicious cycle, because that's what it is. I mean, it's a vicious cycle, and it's tearing us apart as a country. And if we don't do something about it, at some point, we're going to end up bankrupt as a country. Not just as the individual, but as a country. We're going to implode like the USSR did. But it won't be for the same reasons. Ours will be debt. Because just look at the actual debt for the actual country itself, how out of hand it's gotten. That's proof right there that a country, a government can't handle it either. Can't handle credit either. So that's the message right there. That's a clear-cut message. Hey, we need to end it. End credit cards. End the credit companies. I like I said, I mean, some things I understand that you need credit for, because you'll never be able to afford them. There's no way to save up for them. That's stuff like, you know, a house, a car, maybe furniture. But buying the simple things in life on a credit card, you shouldn't do at all. Anyways, you know, that's my thoughts on credit cards and my current situation. And I'm hoping that somebody found this video enlightening and take some steps towards ending that credit card debt. And if, like I said, if you have any advice for me, alright, let me know. Email me, comment me below, or whatever. But hey, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get change happening in this country, because that's what I want to see. I want to see us get away from this and become a better country as a result. So also, if you have any opinions of your own on credit card companies and how you feel about people getting in debt, and whether it's the credit card company's fault or the people's fault, leave it down there in the comments. I want to hear everything. Let's open this discussion. Let's get it on the floor. Let's get it out in the open, and let's put an end to it. It's plain and simple. Let's be done with it. Let's get this country back to a prosperous country once again. So anyways, if you happen to like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely leave a comment. And if you have anything further to add to discussion, please put it down there. Alright, well anyways, thank you for listening, and this is Krimson signing out.